of two parts of the how to intake an animal. With this piece right here, this is for our office person or the person who's going to be entering the information from the back of our intake sheet. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. So, if you're on the back of your sheet, your intake sheet, you go to ASM. We go down to add a new person, or excuse me, add a new animal. Apologize there. The non-shelter, we don't use that, or office staff will not be using that. That is for our outreach group. Hold until this button right here. We would normally do stray holds for 1 week, and strays that arrive by individuals also are normally held 1 week, and owner surrenders have no hold. That said, you also need to make sure that there's other stipulations there. So when you're placing a hold, if a breed comes in or something that looks very enticing, go ahead and put a hold on it and ask. But for the most part, holds are for those dogs that arrive as strays, whether they be by animal control or individual. Okay, so we are going to bring our animal in. And again, this is from the office person's perspective. So this person has not seen the dog. An individual or animal control has filled out the back of the paper, and an animal has been left. And now we need to bring that animal into our system. So now that the animal is in our care, we've assigned it an intake number, which is what it gets from our arrival log. The code is 2 sets. The first part is a 4-digit year. And then the second part is a 4-digit intake number. The second part is the short version of your year and your intake number. Since the animal at this point has no information, you would use the short form intake number as its name. Again, on the back, we're looking at the back of this paper, of our intake paper. There are 4 options when it comes to the arrival, or what type of animal we have. We have cat, kitten, puppy, and dog. So if it is a dog, then we don't need to change our estimated age in years. If it's a puppy that arrives, that can be changed later. So for right now, dogs and puppies, go ahead and put them at 1 year, and once the rest of the information from the MedTech has been received, that date can be changed. Sex. Again, on the back of the paper, if it's an owner surrender, or if it's a stray that the individual has actually looked at, they might be able to tell us whether the gender is male or female. However, when animal control brings a dog in, that is not one of the pieces that they necessarily give you on the back. So keeping it blank would be fine for now. You do know whether or not you have a cat or a dog. So whether it be a cat or a kitten, that would go under cat, or a puppy or a dog, that would go under dog. Species, again, if it's a dog, then you go ahead and leave it dog. If you were bringing in a cat, you would change that to cat. Breed, again, this is from the office person's perspective. They do not know the breed. They are just creating the file for the MedTechs to use later. So they don't need to put anything there. Base color, on the upper right hand corner of the backside of our intake paper is color. If animal control has brought the animal in, it's listed there. If not, it's listed in the surrender information. At that point, from there, you can identify what color it is. So, hypothetically, let's say ours is tan. Also, you don't know if this the size of the dog. The individual inside the office may not have seen the dog at all. It may have been. It may still be on the animal control truck, and they are again receiving a piece of paper, and their task is to make sure that that animal gets into our system, which means they also wouldn't know the weight, altered or microchipped by. They would know whether or not it was a stray. There are limited choices here because if it's an owner surrender, whether it be cannot afford or too many animals, it's still an owner surrender. The explanation as to why we would love to hear, but for category purposes, owner surrender is fine. Brought in by. If animal control is bringing this in, then you should go in and put. We're going to type animal control. See that three of these come up. There should not be three of them. The top one, 1278, is the code that we use for animal control. And at that point, you see it gives us a brought in by. So now in this case, let's say that this particular dog was brought in by animal control, but it was a surrender to animal control. In that case, the brought in by would still be animal control. But we would have to go into create and edit and click the entry tab and also put original owner. If we know the reason why the original owner didn't bring the dog in, that would be something else we do. Brought in by, ideally, it should be the date that you're entering the information in. That's our goal. So hopefully that's it. If not, change it to the date that the animal actually arrived at the shelter. So then you're going to hit create and edit. And now you have created a file in ASM for the animal that just arrived.